Hi guys, welcome back to Chaotic Vibes. It has been a while since we last posted a video, particularly when it wasn't a reaction video or one of our amazing side quests. Go check them out. Plug it here. Um,
I miss the episodes.
yeah, I miss recording the episode. So today we are coming back with a topic that we already spoke about, which is underrated things in K-pop. Today we're gonna focus a little bit more on like and
Albums.
albums and we're talking about groups as well. So let's get straight into it. I genuinely just gonna bounce off of your ideas, so please take the floor.
I would like to point out, we mentioned them in the last episode, but I would like to point out P1 Harmony because I feel like they are steadily growing, based on their last comeback. That was killing it, right? So
You're killing it. Da, 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 da.
yeah, I think they're steadily climbing after killing it. But I do think they have still a long way to go with the way that K-pop is going and the oversaturation of groups. I feel like Kyo said this in their Zach Sang interview that they're now growing into their own image because they recently only now started like getting into the creative process more, and they wrote most of the songs on their newest album. So I feel like they're gonna continue growing, but I feel like they deserve more eyes on them because I see how talented they are. Like with Kyo and Teo, like their voices are so rich and so deep and so crisp that there's no other, in my opinion, fourth gen singers who could who could touch them, in my opinion, except in genre of 80s. I really think they are at the top of their game. Their rappers are also excellent rappers. Jung Sub is easily fourth gen Minyoongi. Just saying it. Intak is also a very talented rapper. Soul is the most talented fourth gen dancer I've seen out there. I'm not gonna lie. He is so good. So Jung is also very, very good at what he does. He's a producer, he's a songwriter. Like they just have everything that could make a talented and successful K-pop group. But I feel like because of the company they come from, FNC, they're known for messing up their group's momentum. SF9, Cherry Bullets, So I feel like they have so much potential to go beyond, but then again, it all comes down to promotion and what the audience wants. Even though I know they're very talented, I just feel like the space right now in K-pop is so oversaturated that they're being like put behind in like a shadow.
I feel like right now
You
P1
know?
Harmony is just popular in face, but not necessarily popular in sound.
I was not going to pop in and be like, I do believe, like, in the long run, I believe that they will become big in time. And the reason why I would say that is because right now I think what's going with K-pop to make a group popular is fan interaction, right? And Kyo, he has that fan interaction. So like it's not going to happen overnight, but if Kyo stays doing what he does, he will bring eyes to the group and then people will stay because P1 Harmony is an incredibly talented group, right? So it just takes that like one thing or that one member to first draw the eyes to the group, and then that's when people, because it's always that one thing, and then when they get invested into a group you realize, wait, damn, this group is actually really good, right? So I'm not even gonna, I don't even think it's going to be an argument. I do believe that P1 Harmony will grow. As you said, there is an oversaturation, right? But Kyo will, I think he will be that. I think he will be that. The thing that draws eyes. Yeah, I believe so too, because he is an. I'm not going to say he's an English member, and he sometimes English member really does bring in because they do have this close bond with their fans. And I think we mentioned this before in our video, whatever, like interacting with fans or having fans have like a connection with their idol. It really does something and keeps your eyes there. It might not be, I would have preferred if they had like a greater momentum from the beginning, because P1 Harmony has not been a group that missed at all. Like they've continuously and consistently
That's
put
true.
out good music. So I would have loved to see it happening earlier on, but I do believe that it will happen. It will just take probably a little time, which is the sad thing, because we here, you know a little bit about P1 Harmony, right?
I know a little bit about P1 Harmony and I have listened to this song, but like I said before, I feel like P1 Harmony exists as a face as opposed to existing as a sound. Like everybody knows Q. Nobody
Everybody
knows who
knows
P1
it.
Harmony is in comparison to how everybody knows who Q is.
Yeah, so I believe it's just going to take some time for people to now move from just knowing Q to like getting into his music, and then if they get into his music, obviously they get into P1 Harmony music, and then it could go from there.
At least that's how it feels as an international fan for me with P1 Harmony. Like I see any face and I really hear any song.
And these days, I do find more people talking about them these days, though, than they would have in the past. I've been seeing them, not just Kiho, too. I've been seeing other people mentioning stuff. I'm now seeing Soul getting mentioned in terms of his dancing, which is something that I wanted to see happen for so long, because that little boy could real dance. So yeah.
Stand Big Ocean, guys. They have a really good sound as a group that is very openly differently able. They have some kind of hearing impairment. Yes, thank you. But they do have a really nice sound. They have been putting out. They're a fairly new group as well, so obviously they might not have like the popularity everywhere, but they are really talented and they have like a message that needs to be heard. Please check them out. That's just my one plug.
I think I've said this before, because one of us posted about Big Ocean on right, and I think I was rambling to you. It made me, I wouldn't say emotional, but like for some people who have like a hearing impairment or something like that, it would have been so easy for them to be like, I'm not getting into music, because music is about sound. Like you have to be able to hear some. It was so easy for them to like give up on music,
And these boys literally went and they were like,
that they
I'm
did
doing
not,
it.
and now they have a group where all the members have some type of hearing kind of impairment or disability. That to me in itself is real impressive, because
I'm really glad that they got
I
the
could have been
space
so
to do it as
despondent.
well.
Exactly. It was so easy for them to be like, oh gosh, I can't never do music. I can't really, it's not a space for me. But they went out, and that alone made me get into
their
them.
choreo is sign language. They do Korean sign language. They do international sign language, and I do believe that they have they are learning American sign language.
And big up for the other K-pop idols who actually I wouldn't say interact with them, who not do their challenges and stuff like that, and takes the time to help them do their challenges. Like I saw Boy Next Door taking their time to make sure and help them, and that was so touching. Like Jaehyun was so sweet to them. He was taking his time, and he was like,
Lehan
no,
and Rue, too
it's
big
like
up
to
you.
do this and it's to do that, and that is sweet. It's refreshing to see in the K-pop space, actually.
That's really my only group that I think needs more attention, but they're still a new group, so obviously
They're very new.
They're like months new. So obviously, they still need to build their momentum and they still need to gain popularity in Korea before they could gain popularity internationally. But check them out.
The next group I could talk about is the Boyz. From the start, I think the Boyz always had it for me. They were always that group that was very high energy, very charismatic, very performance based, but also very talented with their vocals and their rap. I do think they've had a little struggle over the years with also just like P1 Harmony trying to emerge in a very oversaturated space in the K-pop space. They went on Kingdom. They competed against groups like AT, Stray Kids, big groups like B2B, Icon. But I feel like they still outperformed, but they still were shown by the other groups on the survival show, because They just don't come from a big company.
Where
feel
are they
so?
from?
Well, originally Krika Entertainment, but they got bought out by IST Entertainment.
No, but for you believe so in Kingdom, to me in Kingdom, like they were one of the groups that was they had most eyes on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
what?
coming from Road to Kingdom. Everybody thought, watch out for the boys. But then going through Kingdom,
Mhm.
as the episodes progressed, it easily show where the big company privilege came out.
I
So
myself only mostly watched like the boys' performances from Kingdom.
yeah,
The Road to Kingdom. Yeah.
like you see the
I think
blood,
that's
sweat,
probably
and
because
tears.
I know the boys, right? So
Mhm.
obviously it was easier for me to be like, let me look at the boys and watch the boys. Right? If somebody came from not knowing the boys, they would have gone to a big company group. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's obvious.
because I stand in most of the groups who were competing on Kingdom, and I
Same.
easily could have. It was hard for me to like back one group specifically, but I knew who outperformed who, and that group simply didn't come on top. So I was kind of confused. And even after Kingdom, I feel like they had their like big moments. With what's the name of that song
Oh,
just now?
my head.
Watch It, when Sanu's part went viral on TikTok. Hi, hello, that part,
My name
right?
is what you.
But I still think they're so underrated because K-pop stans, boy. I feel like K-pop stans, well, new stans say they didn't really care for the talent. They just care for the
K-pop stars need to
the
stop watching
pretty
faces.
privilege and the all the extra stuff like the brand ambassadorships and all that jazz. I am not one of those stands, but
I think
I
these days
mean,
they're forgetting that K-pop is music.
yeah,
First and foremost.
And the boys just they never miss. To me, they are like the fourth gen 17. Like they have the performance factor. They just
No,
have
that's
it.
not
I
a
don't
bad
stand them. I don't
comparison.
know.
That's not a bad comparison, actually.
I don't stand the boys, so I just don't know
Mm.
yet.
I believe the same thing. I mean, I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, it's-
Because we've
it's
we've been
definitely
vibing with the boys from
comparable.
since No Air and stuff like that in secondary school. So I definitely agree. Like the boys is really a group that you have to know them to know them.
Yeah.
So their fan base is very, to me, it's relatively small.
Yeah.
I have a group, PLAVE. So PLAVE is, they are not an AI generated group. They are actual people behind these virtual images. If you know anything about VTubers, that is what PLAVE is. I genuinely believe PLAVE should have more fans than they do. I think people stick on the fact that, oh my gosh, this is not an actual person, and they just jump straight to the this is AI. Even PLAVE themselves these days, like they're fighting for this. I am not AI because they are not AI. Y'all should give PLAVE a try. Take out your bias of this is not real people. Those boys are incredibly talented. Their vocals, Noah's vocals, amazing. Their choreo, it might look a little weird when you first watch it because, as I said, it's not a person you're seeing, so it might, that just in your mind already start off as a block. But their choreo is amazing. The fact that these boys do the choreo for themselves, do the music for themselves, do the producing for themselves, yeah, they definitely need.
They're almost entirely self-produced.
Exactly, they definitely need a bigger.
All the dances
bigger
were
fan.
choreographed by two of their members.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yes.
I have
And
not
all their
listened to PLAVE.
songs are
They are
All I know about
talented
PLAVE
group.
is all I know of
produced
PLAVE
by
and
three of
how
their
I've seen
members.
PLAVE is when you would have posted it, Kim, and recently insert here PLAVE doing a video with a solo artist that I already stand.
That's so
It was literally posted today. Did a real filming.
Oh,
PLAVE did a cover of TPO by Jung J. Wow.
I didn't look at that yet. you know.
Okay.
But I have
They
to
go
look
on
at it.
his radio show.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And they have amazing covers.
So there's
They-
5
Ooh.
members, and 2 of them choreographed, and 3 of them produce music.
Yeah.
Their music and their dances.
So it's Bambi, Noah, Unhu.
Yeah, June.
Yeah, June.
And Hammond.
And Hammond. It's those 5 members, as Chris would have said, and I would have said, they're almost entirely self-produced.
Mhm.
Self-produced. Y'all should give them a try. Like, see, they are not AI. Let me just say that. They are not AI. I'm
They're real
stressing that.
people,
They are
and
not
what you're seeing
AI.
is just computer generated. Like it's like a
Mhm.
movie, like animation. Like it's real people, and then there's just a shell on them to preserve their identities.
Yeah.
And give you a nice thing to look at. Like, have you seen them? There's one with Oreo hair.
Yeah.
There's a blonde one with medium length hair.
Fangs.
Like, get into it.
Like glowing red eyes.
They
If
have
you like
effects.
anime,
The one with
Glowing
Oreo
red
hair
eyes.
has
yeah,
glowing
no,
red eyes.
he's
He has
so
an effect.
freaking attractive.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they have cute effects and stuff. So it's just like visually appealing, you know. So why not?
Yeah.
Yes, give them a try.
And this is going to go on to what Chris will want to talk about. Their album, their music. I'm
You're so
stressing.
passionate about
I'm
this.
passionate. I'm passionate.
Yes.
I'm passionate
most-
because these two don't even stand there. So that's to tell you how these people doesn't stand.
Really?
Okay, I'm good. I'm feeling sick.
Yes. Now I'm moving to the underrated album segment. So one of the ones I wanted to do was PLAVE's most recent album. That album made me stand them basically. And I think that everyone should check it out. Let me just double check the name. The name is Asterum 134-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That sounds complicated, y'all.
It's the
And
address.
if you like
Their
to,
address.
They have law.
yeah.
Oh,
And if you
yeah.
like to collect albums, let me tell you, that album is so visually appealing. It's so pretty.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the sound. So how I got into play was I heard the title track of the album, "We for Love," We number 4 Love LEV. And I was like, this is really good. I really like this one dude's voice. That dude was Noah. And then I listened to the rest of the album and I was like, this is very good. Like there's one of these songs called Watch Me Woo, and
Watch Me
Kim has
Woo.
sent it to me, and I
Sorry.
thought it was just like a TikTok sound, like for edits, but it's the literal song. For some reason I was not expecting them to make like cool or like sexy music, but they do, and it's very good. And they produce it themselves, so what's not to like?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's this couple with, is the name of the song is I Love You Dangerously?
Dangerously by Charlie Puth.
Dangerously by Charlie Puth.
The vocals,
Wow.
listen, their vocal line is crazy, and they have this one member
Insert
Uho,
just I love
who
you, I
raps
love you
and
dangerously.
sings. And the way he switches between them is immaculate.
Yeah. So that's what we
It's
believe.
10-10 for dancing and singing for that boy.
Yeah, so that's what Chris and I believe. And Chris and I have superior music taste. So you could trust us. Trust us for
Hard
clear
agree.
skin.
I said this once. I said this to them once, and Kim taking it and running with it.
Because it's true. Isn't it true, Chris?
Yes, of course.
Right. Yeah.
My next one is Pentagon's album, Universe: The Black Hole. I don't know what K-pop's obsession is with colons. Everything has a freaking colon. Like it was Asterum 134-1. Like I don't know what it is, but anyways, back to the topic. Yes, that in my opinion is Pentagon's best album, and they should have blown up like crazy after that album. The title track of which is
this after the frog?
Was it before
course.
or after Controversy? Yeah, if it was
After.
after Controversy, that makes sense.
Yes,
I love
and
Dr. Baby. It's such a
exactly.
good comeback.
the title track got to it, but like I found that should have been so huge. But that album is a full album. It has like 10 songs or so on it, and all of these songs are great, and it's their best album that they've ever released.
Pentagon vocalists are elite.
So I just wish it had been super big in the K-pop world, but alas.
But alas.
I have a very underrated album.
Okay.
So everybody knows God7, right?
Jesus,
But
yes.
everybody doesn't know that before God7 there was JJ Project, which was JB, which is the leader, and Jin Young, who was previously known as Junior. They formed a duo under JYP Entertainment and debuted in 2012. And they debuted with Bounce, but after after they
That was a
debuted
time.
in God7 in 2014, and they the fans were begging for JJ Project comeback, so they finally did a second album in 2017. Julie, I think it was like August of 2017. It was called This 2, and I find myself very much attached to that album. Probably because the time of when it came out.
The
I
songs
was
on the album are all
yeah.
they all just very very relatable, and nobody
Yes.
knows about that album and JB and Yugyeom's duo that they did. Was it the same year or like a
No,
year
that
later?
was like in 2019 when they did Focus.
Mm-hmm.
But
That like they came, they did it, and they dipped, and only like God Seven fans know about it. Nobody else knows about it.
before we go on to Focus though, I feel like Phase 2 was very relatable to me because at that time I was school. Time was coming up for me to choose what to do with my life, literally. And the title track of the song is called Tomorrow Today. It's basically talking about not knowing what to do in your life, which way to go. They literally say that in the lyrics. And it was very relatable to me. And the I used to listen to these songs like probably most days. I feel it's very relatable to me now in my life where I'm a young adult and I don't know which way I want to go career wise. So I feel like it's a very chill album to listen to. It's very pleasing to listen to the ear. It's not hyper K-pop where it's like colorful and this flashing lights and
It's just
that
real.
out over the top choreography, but it's just very real and it touches the heart is what I'm trying to say.
Even up
Yeah.
until recently, I was listening to the album and I thought, yeah, this was an underrated album, and it was relatable for now.
Yeah.
You know, everybody going through it one way or the other because life is hard. And as my mom used this term recently, she was like, "Yeah, you're all baby adults. Being a baby adult is hard.
It
You
is
know?
the hardest.
And I feel like every single song on that album touches on a different kind of experience that you may be having, whether you're having it difficult, whether it's very, very difficult, or whether it's just you feeling like, you know, something else should be happening, whatever it is. I feel like everything on that album is relatable. But going from JJP to
Just
Just Two, I feel like maybe that was the fault more of the company than the fault of
it was
them.
it was
of them not
it was
even getting,
JYP's fault. It was JYP's fault. Let's just say it plain.
Everything is JYP fault.
It is
This is
because
I'm gonna be
it was
honest.
so
It's a
easy.
resounding opinion.
It's so easy for Focus to would have blown up. Like
Yeah, because it had choreo. It was good choreo. The music video for Focus was so engaging. For me personally, it might have been something that I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to watch now because of how I like my music video formats to go. But it was visually appealing. Even now, I still think it's visually appealing. The song, their sound together is really good. If y'all don't know these people as solo artists, but you know them from the group, you know that their voices go very well together. And I feel like Just Two didn't get the attention it needed to get, both from the company and from the public.
I'm gonna just make like honorable mentions because I know that Chris has something else. Xdinary Heroes, newest album. It would have been the newest album. Yes, but mostly because the Xdinary Heroes is now starting off themselves, right? So I can't really say that. Wow, it's underrated, but it's underrated. And also honorable mention also is Agust D Yoongi's first mixtape. This is my personal business, but that album meant a lot to me, and I think that was just right after BTS had their big blow up, or so I don't really think it's as known as it should be, and that there's this ongoing thing that all Yoongi stans is probably kind of the same. We have a similar personality, and if you are a Yoongi stan and you haven't listened to that first mixtape, listen to that first mixtape because that is going to touch you, and that is going to hit you in all the right places, and that is going to show you that wow, Jungi has a story. Jungi is, to me, one of the most relatable idols out there in
Agreed.
terms of like just life experience, where he came from, where he started, his emotions, how he deals with his emotions, how he dealt with his emotions. A lot of us don't talk about how we just really feel, and we hold it
True.
inside. And
I feel
it
like he has
was,
a lot of
yeah,
vulnerability with his lyricism, for
exactly. It
sure.
was refreshing to like listen to somebody and be like, wow, this man actually feels how I felt, especially because how Jung is like one of the quieter members. You would think that he has everything put together. And it's only when you listen to his music you realize how human he actually is, and that's the only way I could describe it. He is very human, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, that's an honorable mention for me. If you're going through a hard time, I think you should listen to that album, because it could really show that if he could conquer how he felt, you could do it too. Yeah, but that's honorable mentions.
My last one is Ten's
10.
mini album 10, which came out earlier this year. I think a big reason why it is underrated is because of how SM decided to promote
How they dropped
NCT
it.
this year. Because they just did like so many solos and comebacks back to back. But anyways,
I just think it's random
To me,
how
it
they
was just
doing it.
dropped. It was just dropped out of nowhere.
like
Kind of
immediately
confused
after
why they doing it that way.
he dropped his album, it was Taeyong, and like while he was still promoting, like they had already changed like the layouts of their profiles and everything to Taeyong, and I was like, love me some Taeyong, but
You didn't really also
but
see
you
like
can
the build
finish
up to the
10's
album.
promotion first and then move on. But right, so the album is so excellent, and when it came out, I felt like I was yelling into a void about how good it was. I mean, after a while, Kim saw like one of my stories, and
I'm
she
usually
agreed
a
with
quiet
me
member.
about how good it was. But like for a long time, I was just like yelling on Instagram, and nobody was taking me on.
I think that was a period of
But
time
I
when I
had that
wasn't on
album
Instagram.
on repeat for like the first entire month that it came out, and it was so excellent. And yes, there are like some songs that had their little moments, like Water, you know, but as like an album on a whole, I feel like it was not appreciated. It was just like, yeah, he had this cool dance for the song, the main song, Night Walker, and then there was Water, which is, you know, like sexy and stuff. But then like I don't feel like people like took the album seriously.
I think
Yeah,
that's
but they
promotion,
should,
boy.
because yes, I think it's mainly promotion, and his promotions felt kind of rushed to me.
It did.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if you start to see, if you're familiar with Ten, please check out the full albums and not just like his music videos. I think this was his first full mini album before he's had singles, and I'm really proud of him for this mini album. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
all the
did.
songs were 10 out of 10,
I
and
do
all of them
like
sounded different. They were all like different genres, so excellent.
I really do like how SM decided to do that for real, because it really didn't have any big promotion leading up to it. It was just they're like, 10 is going to drop this mini album. Yes, these two pictures,
This promotional
album,
video,
and then there's these two pictures after, and then
these
Taeyong.
couple
Like
music shows, and then there's them.
it really wasn't done well. So I blame promotion.
I have an honorable mention. It might be biased, but whatever. I would say
Most of our
RM
opinions are.
Both of our opinions.
Yeah.
RM of BTS. Not any specific album, but I feel like stemming from his first mixtape, his second mixtape,
Yeah.
his first and second albums, I feel like he has such a distinct style, and just like Yoongi, he is very vulnerable with his lyrics. And I feel like, as explained by him, each one of his albums explain a different time in his life. And I feel like it's easier for me to connect with something like that, as opposed to music that's just written by anybody and just given to the artist. I
You know, like
appreciate artists who really dig deep into their emotions, their feelings, and try to explain it through music. It makes me connect with them more, makes me connect with the music more. I feel like the music just sounds better when it's like that. That's just a personal opinion.
I'ma just run on that really quick. Like RM been dropping mixtapes and RM been dropping these things like even before Yoongi has even decided to drop his little mixtape. RM been in this game and his singles and his little raps and stuff here and there like do you and all kind of stuff like y'all need to stop playing with RM.
You're sleeping on RM.
Yeah,
Be for
stop
real.
playing with him.
Not even just the things that he would have self-produced, but also his features. A lot of the features that
His
RM has, they're
features,
also not
wow.
blowing up because I mean maybe it's because the artists themselves, the songs that he's featuring on, the artists themselves aren't popular, but his features are also really good.
Yeah.
Of course, we're here to plug RM because RM is my alt, but
And
still.
RM is somebody from my old group. So
Yeah, everyone. So that was our
Some of our
opinions on underrated things in K-pop.
Yes.
If you want another video, please let us know in the comments on our Instagram, on our TikTok. Let us know if you want another video like this. Tell us some of your own opinions on who are the groups, artists, songs, albums that you think are also underrated. Let us know so we can actually go listen to them because we might also not know of it.
We might be living under a rock. Who knows?
I do live under a rock. I am Patrick Star. Ching. You know, that was a heavy topic. I had to make it light, okay?
Right.
But guys, please do let us know what your own opinions are and continue to share with us. Continue to like our stuff, and thank you for joining us this time.
In the chaos.
And we will see you next time in the chaos. Bye.
If you want to stand more underrated groups, you can check out Road to Kingdom, which is coming out soon. I stand all groups that are going to be on Road to Kingdom, and they're all very talented and very good. I personally might not watch every single episode because I'm really pissed at Mnet and at these Survivor shows, and I don't think I can do that again because I did the whole Road to Kingdom thing the first time.
And I'm not doing this again.
But
correct.
If you want to get into more underrated groups, and be a cool person, then you can sign any of those groups that are going to be on Road to Kingdom. Yeah.
and then do better.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.